first decoration assignment for your 6-inch ceramic tiles is our Underglaze test tile. This tile will be a very important tool for you as you go through this course, because this gives you an idea of two things. What color these underglazes will be after the firing, because what color they are in the bottle is only an approximation of what the final color will be. The other thing this tile will tell you is how many coats you need in order for the underglaze to have the effect you want. If you want the underglaze to be light and washy, then you possibly only need one coat. However, most of our projects are going to focus around having a solid field of color, and it's very helpful for you to be able to know how many coats of that underglaze you need to get that solid color. You'll also notice a set of numbers on each color. These numbers correspond to the identification number on the underglaze. This one I'm holding is Harvest Gold CC 106. The CC stands for cover coat. So 106 would be this one. So we know, looking at this bottle, that this underglaze will turn out this yellow golden color. The first thing we're going to do on our test tile is decide how we want to divide up the space. You can make a very simple grid, or you can make a more complex design. It's completely up to you and what you want your test tile to look like. For this one, I'm just going to sketch a simple geometric grid pattern. I'm using a regular pencil to sketch this on. The reason I can use a pencil to do this is the carbon or graphite that's used in these pencils will burn out during the firing and won't leave any lasting marks. This also means if you draw a design on your tile and you don't want it to fire out, it needs to be painted in with underglaze, because these pencil marks will not show later. Now that I have the pencil marks, I have a simple boundaries for my underglazes. Having one of these little plastic palettes is very helpful. That way you can lay out several underglazes at once if that's what you would like to do. I've got some Harvest Gold here. And I'm going to take a fairly wide brush since I have fairly large fields of color. And what we're going to do is we're going to apply 3 coats of underglaze, but we're going to do it in a stair-step fashion, so that we will have a spot that shows 1, 2, and 3 coats of this underglaze. So I have 1 coat over this whole section. I'm going to let that dry. You can see the tile is sucking up that moisture, and already it's no longer wet to the surface. Now, I want to make sure that part of this square shows me what 1 coat looks like in 1 coat only. So I'm not going to recoat that part. I'm going to go 1/3 of the way up. I'm going to apply a 2nd coat. And I'll once again wait for that glistening sheen to go down. That tells me that the tile has sucked up the majority of that moisture. We're almost there. Now you can see just by looking at it right here while the tile is wet, you can see already the thickness layers, how light that 1 coat is. We're going to go the last 1/3 and we're going to apply our 3rd coat. Now, it may be difficult to tell right now where the 1, 2, and 3 coats are, but after we've applied the glaze, that will be much more readily apparent. Now you'll go ahead and do the same thing with your other glazes. But if all we had was fields of color and you don't have any experience with these underglazes, once this is fired, you may not remember which color was which, especially if you have several similar colors, a couple different yellows, a couple different browns, etc. So I'm going to take a little bit of our black here. This happens to be the Cobalt Crystal Black. And And I am going to, with a very fine tipped brush, paint the number designation for there right over that. So I have a C, C, 106. So once that's fired, this black underglaze is not going to run. Underglazes allow you to have very graphically precise designs. Where you paint that underglaze, it's going to stay. It's not going to run or get fuzzy on you. So we can paint very fine lines and expect them to stay where they are. I'll go ahead and do the same thing for the other 8 blocks here. And when it's finished, when I've got all my underglazes on there, then I'll put it back in the kiln, have it bisque fired again, and then I'll do the final glaze coat. After that, the tile is ready for you for your reference on your other projects.